Moving on from that, like sticking with Arsenal though, Cunha. Yeah. What about the Cunha to Arsenal deal? Because it's been revealed by Fabrizio that he could be about to sign a new deal. I saw some reports today that he is delaying the signing of it. Obviously, Arsenal are heavily linked to him. There's a few of your in the knows who have kind of said that Arsenal have agreed personal terms, etc. I haven't seen anything confirmed by any more credible outlets. Do you think that's a deal you should be exploring? Or is it a deal it should be for the summer? Is it a different type of player that you should be looking at this January? And by the way, we're nearly a week now into the transfer window. Still no signings.
Sign some players, for God's sakes. We need quality. We need some attacking depth. We need some quality in our attack. We need to improve our attack. And the thing is, if Cunha is a signing that is going to potentially replace one of Jesus or Trossard in the near future, and they're going to be leaving, and it doesn't negatively impact our summer at all, then fine, go get him. But if you think Cunha is going to be a level raiser that's going to get us from A to B, I just don't agree with that. I just don't think that is going to be the move that gets us from A to B. It can be like a little bit of a shot to help our attack out a little bit more, and that's probably what it is, similar to what Trossard was, a little bit of a boost in your attack in the January to give you guys a little bit more help from now to the end of the season. But Cunha is no marquee signing. Cunha is no major signing that's going to take us to the next level. I view him as similar to Jesus or Trossard, players who are going to be in and amongst the pack for our front three. And I still want that major summer signing to come in that's going to be a striker or a major winger coming in. And Cunha, if he negatively impacts that, or if Arsenal say, oh, we signed Cunha in this summer, we're not going to get it forward in the summer, then I don't want him, because I want to make sure we get the right player. And if it just means we get a short-term fix that negatively impacts us in the long term, I don't want that. What I want is actual quality for to get us from A to B. And I just don't think Cunha is going to get us from A to B. I think he's just going to be a stopgap, or not a stopgap, a short-term solution to a problem.
But Igal, respectfully, you're not going to get Victor Gyökeres in January.
I know that.
The unlikely is you're probably not going to get Victor Osimhen. You need a wide player that is versatile and can play across the line. I would argue that the only forward this season you've had that's been better than Cunha is Saka.
Fair.
And I think Cunha, looking at your forwards right now, Martinelli and Trossard are very inconsistent. And 1 minute Martinelli doesn't look like he can beat a man. The other week he looks like he can actually contribute. And on the right-hand side, you've now got Sterling out for, I don't know how long until he's back. Nwaneri's now out and Saka's out. If he's available, I don't know what the fee is. It's probably going to be around the £50 million mark.
50, 60, yeah.
The only other one you'd look at is probably Brian and Mbeumo as well, that could come in potentially. But it's very unlikely you're going to make a star.
Or Omar Marmoush. Or I would go for Omar.
We're apparently signing him.
Yeah, apparently you're signing him. Came out from Egyptian newspapers. What I'm saying to you, Brendan, is Brendan.
Gamble, whereas Cunha's playing in the league.
I'm sorry, Henry. The thing is, I called you Brendan by accident. The thing is, when it comes to what you're saying, I agree with you. He's quality. He's better than what we currently have to our disposal. But if it negatively impacts our summer, which I would hope it wouldn't, I would not make the move. If it's something that we spend 50-60 million on Cunha, and we put him on the wages, and he's a replacement for Jesus and Trossard, who we're going to replace in the summer, and then we also still get more additions in the attack, then I would do it.
That's what you should do.
That's what I would do.
I feel like Arsenal have to, though, because they're just in a position where they've got no one. Because
we have to sign.
They sold all their depth. They said Ethan's going to be the guy, and now Ethan's injured. So they've got to replace it somehow, because right now they've got 4 fit attackers, and how many of them are actually good? They're not going to win the league with their
these are the 9 games this month.
These are the options.
Do something. If you're a big team and you genuinely believe you're going to win the league, you can win the league. You've got to go out and do something big. You have to.
I agree.
People are talking about Mbeumo. I don't see us actually going and pulling the trigger on Mbeumo. People talking about Cunha. I can see that happening, but he would have to reject his deal at Wolves, and Wolves would have to then sell him to us. As for Omar Marmoush, I don't know if that's actually going to happen with City or not, but I would be interested in that player also, as he can play as a forward, as a striker, and as a left winger. Nico Williams, I just don't think Nico Williams has the end product, but he looks like a quality player. I have to see more of him before I write him off or anything like that. And then for the rest of the players we're linked to, let's be honest, we're not signing Isaac, we're not signing Victor Gyökeres, we're not signing Vlahovic. Any of these guys are not coming in the January, but we're going to be linked to them until the end of January. It's just how it is.
Can I ask a few? I want to throw a few of these points to the panelists here. Levi here says, "Why are we linked with players like Cunha and Delap? Go for some top tier players."
Respect to that.
Do you think that Arsenal are linked to the wrong types of players, Nobbin? Do you think that the Cunhas and the Delaps of this world are good enough to help them become champions of England, win the Champions League? Or is it that next, who are these next tier players you think they should be focusing on, if you agree with this comment?
Well, if the Gal starting point is we're not going to go and get Nico Williams, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, these like elite tier wide players. If the starting point is that we're not going to go for that sort of player in Jan, then is this not the next best thing? Like Henry's touched on Cunha, he can play in the attacking midfield, he can play as a striker, he can play on the right, he can play on the left. That seems to be exact, and he does it all very well. That seems to be like a perfect situation for Arsenal. Now, is he like the ceiling raiser that Arsenal need long term? No, I don't think so. But Arsenal don't just need a ceiling raiser, especially like given all the injuries that are happening, question marks around whether Trossard's good enough, etc. That's an immediate upgrade there, 100%. So it's a good purchase if it did happen. Absolutely. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would personally, I'd be greedy. I want to see that, and I also want to see a ceiling raiser as well, because this title is not done from an Arsenal perspective. If they showed ambition and if they bought that player this Jan, you will overpay, but hey ho, you overpay for the mistakes of your squad building past. City are experiencing that now. Arsenal made mistakes in terms of their squad building. You got to suck up and pay the pauper, etc. Pay the pab, whatever the term is. Yeah, that's what I'd want. Get that rotational player who can still start but be versatile, but also get the ceiling raiser as well. Why not both?
You know something.
They can afford them, as I understand it.
Fans can be underwhelmed by signings, but look at Anthony Gordon right now. I would say he's one of the best left wingers in the league. And when he signed for Newcastle, people are saying, how much you pay for to Everton? They were laughing at it, saying Chelsea fans were celebrating they didn't get Anthony Gordon. They probably would take him right now. So I'm not upset if the club goes and gets the deal done. I'm just simply saying, do not let any deal we do in January negatively impact our summer. Because I need improvements, and I'm okay with Cunha.
When you say negative improve it though, right? Like Man United did you a bit of a favor yesterday. They stopped Liverpool from winning. Things remained as they were, as an example. You need to try and win the league from I know you don't want to. I get your point. Don't spend 120 million pounds on a play you can get for 50 million in the summer per se. But shouldn't you be not going for broke, but shouldn't you be maybe spending some of that summer budget on actual targets, players that you want now? Because it isn't just the league. If Cunha, say you do, I'm going to throw names out there. Say you went and signed Cunha and you went and signed Mamouche. Just say you got those two players, right? I know he's linked to City, but we just use their names. Or player of that ilk and that quality. You still may not catch Liverpool, but would everybody on this panel would agree, add two quality attackers like that to your team, you've got a bigger chance of winning the Champions League now. I feel like I understand this. Don't buy someone that's 10th on the list because he's available in January. I understand that logic, but you're in a position where you should spend because you can still win 4 major trophies this year. You're in 4 major trophies. And if you don't spend because it's going to be £20 million cheaper in totality in the summer for those same players, that for me is a bullshit excuse, Igal. That's a bullshit excuse.
I don't think it has anything to do with the money aspect. If our number one targets in the summer are available right now, we would do it. But I think our number one targets in the summer are the likes of Isaac, for example, right? Alexander Isaac or Victor Gyökeres. And those guys, I just don't think they're attainable at this moment in time.
And I understand that, but then what about what? Sorry, go on, David. Go on, you speak, mate.
I just don't think Arsenal are in a position to say, "Oh, we're going to wait another year and hopefully things go our way." Because for all you know, Man City will get better, Chelsea will get better, Man United will get better. You don't know where your club's going to be by this point next
You're
year.
100% right.
Do you want to be sat here in another year saying, "Oh, but we have to wait for another summer because there's one player that we might get."
Brother, you're 100% right. And we have to strike while the iron's hot. We don't want to be that nearly club forever and continue to miss out and then say what could have been and look back at this whole situation and say, oh, we missed out on everything. But there doesn't seem to be that level of, what do you call it, urgency this early in the window. I have not seen it's 6 days into the window. I've not seen anything. They might be doing stuff behind the scenes. I hope they are. They've been emphasizing that they're looking to make transfers this January window, and I just haven't seen any concrete movement yet. Right now, it's been speculation about Nico Williams, speculation about Cunha, speculation about Mbeumo, Semenyo, so many different names, but no actual bids or actual concrete movement. So since it's only the 6th of January, I'm not going to lose my mind, but I do hope they can get something done, because I do agree with you guys. Don't think for 1 second I don't want Arsenal to go and make a signing in January to help us get a better chance of winning this league or going on to do something this season, because I do think we're a couple of attackers away. And when I say a couple of attackers, I mean serious attacking depth away from having a pretty good team across all levels. Our defense, our midfield has been solid. It's just been our forward line that's been letting us down. And if we can get some improvement in that forward line, we definitely will have a better chance. But yeah, if we keep kicking it down the can, it'll be like Liverpool all over again. But at least Liverpool, they've won stuff.
He's kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We always say, I love it when someone says the same wrong. I do it all the time. Igal hasn't watched Cunha play. He takes
I watch Wolves all the time.
And opens up the space on the counter. Great on the ball double digits GA in a relegation battle for Wolves. Who is better, Anthony Gordon or Nico Williams?
I'm taking Anthony Gordon every day.
I think Nico Williams.
Yeah, I'll take Nico Williams.
But I've got a crush on Nico, so I don't think
I'm taking Nico. I'm taking Nico.
Yeah, that's my boy. I like Nico a lot.
I'm going to go with a Gal on this. I'll probably take Gordon right now. He weren't a player I like much in the summer.
The reason I take Nico is he's done it internationally as well, and his Copa del Rey
it's a good
run
point.
last season. Don't get me wrong, he's been awful this season. He has not been great. But last year in that Copa del Rey, when he scored the semi-final winner, got him, then scored in the Euro final, and he's proven that not a lot of your players can do in the biggest of biggest games domestically. He's turned up. Whereas in the last 4 years or so,
I hear that argument. This here says Mamouche going City in the summer, 5-year deal. It does feel there's a lot of noise about it being a City player in the summer.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Why? Do you want him?
I think he's a quality player, and I think he's for whatever you're paying, for half the money of what you paid for Jack Grealish. He's an upgrade massively on him, Savio, and Doku, and he's going to add end product. Your front three right now, besides Erling Haaland and occasionally one of Bernardo Silva or Phil Foden, the rest of the guys lack end product. So that he brings.
He's rapid as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a quick lad.
And the free kicks and the pace.
No one remembers that from last week.
Yeah, he is rapid. Yeah, no one was on the show. Terry, we aren't favourites. Arsenal fans don't have last year's confidence. Sonny, Arsenal are the favourites for the game against Man United. Let's not be stupid here. You are by far the favourites for that game, my friend. This here says Igal, who is likely to not care about cups? More likely to not care about the cups, Mikel Arteta or Ruben Amorim?
Ruben Amorim, if he can win a cup or not, his season doesn't rely on that. I think Arteta winning a cup is more important. Ruben Amorim just walked into a team that won trophies back-to-back seasons and still haven't progressed. So I don't think fans are going to necessarily be upset with him if he doesn't win a cup in his first half season.
I hear that.